Okay, so this is just a reminder of what you're going to do with that triad worksheet. So, no matter what the root note is for any of those major chords, you will always skip every other note name. So if it's B major chord, you know you'll have to skip every other note name. So you go B, and you'll skip C over to D something, and then you'll skip E over to F something. So when you did the A chord, you started on the A note, you went 1, 2, 3. So in the 1 position, it has to be A something because that's a root note. So in the 2 position, it has to be B something. So that means in the 3 position, it has to be C something. In this case, it happened to be a C sharp. And then you skip over the 4th interval, which would be D, and then you skip D to E something, which happens to be E natural. So you're always going to be going 1, write that note down, go 1, 2, 3, write down that 3rd note, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, write down the 5th note. Good idea to continue going back like that. So let's say the G chord, you start on G, put down the G note, then you go 1, 2, 3, you write down what the 3rd note is, and then start back at the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put down what the 5th note is. So remember, you're skipping every other note name. So G is the 1, and you know you're skipping over A to B something. And then from there, you know you have to skip over C to D something. Because you're skipping every other interval number, so you're skipping every other note name. So no matter what, you have to use every other note name. And another hint. So when you filled out the sharps and flats when needed to complete the notes and key worksheet, where you have those various major scales for the major keys and you put in sharps and flats here and there, notice how you never had sharps and flats in the same key. This is only applicable to major keys or minor keys because they're basically the same thing as far as, just different starting point. So major scale, you will have a minor scale within that and vice versa. So anyway, you can't mix sharps and flats when working in a major scale. So again, when you are in a major scale, you will never find sharps and flats together. You have sharps and naturals, flats and naturals, but you can't have a flat and a sharp when dealing with something that comes from a major scale. So your major chords definitely come from a major scale. So when you're spelling out those 3 notes for everything, if you have a sharp and a flat within those 3 notes of the same chord, something's gone wrong. So hopefully that will help you figure out what those right notes are. Anytime you do have questions, please let me know, and I will see you again next week.